You know, I don't like to lie to nobody and try to make them think I just popped up on the block and it was like that. No, I paid some dues. There was some blood, sweat, and tears, you know, where my movement was concerned. So, you know, by the time I decided to make that transition, a foundation was laid, wrapped around respect. So I had a vision, you know what I mean? I had a vision, I had a dream, and I explained it to them, and, you know, they believed in it. And a lot of them believed in me more so than some they had never saw before, because you had to realize rappers wasn't eating the way they're eating today when my movement. Matter of fact, shit, only in New York, maybe LA, you know, so this was like, nigga, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they had a joke. They say, Jay lost his mind. He riding around in the hood with a midget in a car seat. He talking about Bushwick. You know what I mean? He thought Bushwick was in a car seat. So they wouldn't say that in my face, but they were saying that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had to suck that up. Next question.
Next question. Come
Hey,
on up,
brother.
step up.
What is success to you?
What is success to me? Man, success is, first of all, being happy. I believe a man, if he on the back of a garbage truck and he's happy and knows that closest to him, you know, they love and respect one another, that's success.
When you did the talk about being South by Southwest, was the book already in your mind to do, or did it come after that?
Yeah, I started on the book in 2014. So, you know, yeah, it was in my head. You know, I wanted to do this because as I travel, as I mature, you know, everybody want to know how you done it. You know, what, when, where, how. And I couldn't answer all those questions without putting it in a book. So that's one of my main reasons for doing it. You know, I didn't want to cross over to the other side and not leave this game with y'all. Yeah. Next question.
I got a question, OG.
Come on, brother.
Step up.
Let him in now.
There you go. Come on up here.
Can I be in your movie?
Oh man, don't make me lie. Don't make me lie. It's possible.
I'm a great actor. I went to acting school and everything.
Yeah, no, I can tell something going on. I can tell you, you know, some special shit going on. We're going to figure that one out.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be there at auditions.
So speaking of your movie, I see Lil Duval always talking about he wanted to play you if you ever did a documentary of your movie, and I just wanted to know if that was anything that you were even interested in. I think that'd be dope to see him actually play you.
Yeah, well, I mean, shit, it might be. I don't. You know, that's gonna be up to the directors and producers and different things. And all I can tell you is I know the truth when I see it.
Right.
Lil Duval got the ability to transform into me. Then I salute him. Straight up. You know, he gonna be good. Come on, bro.
Step up front, bud. Step up, right here.
Whenever you had a big decision on the table, have you talked yourself out of it and lived to regret it after that?
Big decision on the table that I talked myself out of and regretted it. I don't know if I had that kind of. See, let me think about that. What are you trying to tie into? Like, well, you answer. What are you trying?
Like basically, like I mean, there's some certain situations where you do some things that are unethical, like
Oh.
the Jew.
Yeah, well, you know, man, I had to forgive myself a whole lot of times for some of the things that I've done, you know, but I don't walk around with that. You know, I ask the Lord for forgiveness and I keep it moving. You know what I mean? I don't live my life in guilt and all that feeling bad, and that's cancer. You know what I mean? So
Right.
if he forgive you, you ask for forgiveness, you move on from there. So that's the way I do it. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely sign books. Any more questions?
Right here.
Come on, my sister.
I don't have no question, I have a statement for you.
Okay, that'll work.
And the statement is that my son read your book,
Yeah.
and the things that he been going through, I have to tell you personally, thank you. Because he said it made him read the Bible more. They do all this talking about what's going on. And I know what you got in you, because when you first came out, you started talking about it. And I thank you for that movement that you're doing. And rest assured, you covered and everybody that's under you covered, because you're a real man.
Appreciate it. The lady is speaking about, like in my book, you know, I'm not ashamed of my spirituality. You know what I mean? Everything I ever wanted, every goal I ever wanted in life, I prayed for it. You know what I mean? I prayed first, and you know what I mean? I exercised faith from there. You know, so that's real with me, and I want to share that with everybody, because I feel bad for a man that don't exercise prayer. You know what I mean? It's free. You got to pay for it, you know what I mean? It's free, but it's so powerful, you know. It's one of the strongest moves we can do as a man and a woman. Definitely in front of your woman. So, yeah, exercise that.
That's all right. Any more questions? Where you at, Steph?
Questions. Number one, what was your greatest, like when you first came up as an entrepreneur, what was your greatest fear? And then number two, as an urban culture, why is it that we'd rather like go work for somebody? Why is it, when I talk about as an entrepreneur, why is it that more people rather not have equity in their own businesses, but they'd rather settle for a quick check for a corporation? Because I see it in so many different businesses, we'd rather just like settle for a quick check from somebody else's company versus like taking the time and the due diligence to say, hey, I'm worth more than that. Why do you think that's still like the blueprint entrepreneurs follow?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the fear part first. You asking me, what was my biggest fear?
Yeah, what was your biggest fear? Like, what held you back?
Shit, I didn't hold back. I mean, you know, first of all, let's talk about fear. You know, fear is something that's not of God. You have to identify what fear really is. You know what I mean? And if you are, you know, on the believing side, on the light side of things, then you can't allow fear to like paralyze you or handicap you. So when you ask me that word, what was my biggest fear? You know, man, you know, my daddy told me this. He said, if you meet a man and he ain't scared of nothing, it's because he ain't got enough sense to be scared. So, you know, it have been some shit that, you know, been fearful along the journey. I'm just trying to tap into it. One of them that I could think of was, it's not a good feeling seeing the United States of America versus your name. You know what I mean? That shit right there can be kind of fearful.
I wish I would have caught that.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of power, right? The United States of America versus you. So, yeah, that can cause some shit. But here's what even soothes you in that moment, you know what I mean? Because, like, you know, in that moment, I say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So it's an antidote for that, right? Now let me think about that other question you asked. What was that? Oh, about the unity where our brothers in different things are
Yeah,
concerned.
it's like, being more,
The plantation mentality.
there you go.
Actually, you know, everybody not a leader. You know, we have to, you know what I mean? There are some leaders, there are some followers, and I truly believe in order to become a leader, you have to be a great follower. So, with that being said, that's not an excuse for everybody to have a plantation mentality. That situation, homie, you may have to ask some of them historians about that one, because I know it goes way back to, you know what I mean, like the roots of, you know, different bondages that we were in, that our ancestors brought upon us, and generation curses. You know what I mean? That's what you call it, generation curses. And one of the things that, you know, inspired me the most coming up, I'm like, I want to break this generation curse of poverty.
Yeah.
So individually, we have to like take on these challenges on our own. I was 7, 8 years old, and I'm like, I'm gonna be rich. I'm talking big like this to my mother, my grandmother, my auntie, because I'm watching pain, I'm watching struggle, I'm watching lights get cut off, I'm watching all types of, you know what I mean, darkness. So I'm like, I want to be rich. Don't worry about that, grandma. Don't worry about that. As a kid. So as a kid, I took it up on myself that I'm going to be the one to break that poverty curse. So that's what we have to do, you know what I mean, individually. We have to like reach and grab and say, I'm going to do it. And you do that, that's what make you not risk your life as much, not do different things, because you be like, damn, I got to be the one. I can't do it in the grave or over there, right? So all of that here. Okay, I got to get you, ma'am.
Step up. Would you come up to the front, ma'am?
It's all right, I can hear.
Come on. Oh, you got it. Okay.
You do speak about prayer a lot in the book,
Yeah.
but what other habits would you say made you successful? And then my second question is, if you had to change or add anything along your journey, what would it be?
Okay, what other habits made me successful? I would say reading is a powerful thing. You know what I mean? Let's not underestimate the power of reading. You know, they clearly tell you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. I was a victim of that for a long time. I just didn't, you know what I mean? I never liked it. I never liked school too much. And all of that had a reason, I guess, for me not reading. But to get in business and start reading and observe what it done for me was like, whoa. This is powerful, you know what I mean? So I would say reading helped me because it helped me organize myself. It taught me the importance of structure, of goals, of exercising the goals, and different things like that. You know, I had a lot of gifts, but I wasn't even aware of the gifts I had until I started reading. And then I came out of bondage and I was like, whoa, now I know how to execute all of this stuff that I'm feeling. You know what I mean? Because you feel all these things is inside of you. But shit, if you can't identify it and then don't know, okay, my partner right here is a boxer, Joshua Greer, right? Yep. Imagine him having a knockout punch with his right hand, but he throwing the goddamn left hand the whole fight. So to tap into what your power is and then use it, you're in the fight early. You accomplish the goal quicker. So through reading, that's a good thing.
Okay, I like to say, it's more like giving you the respect of saying that I've been following you from New Orleans ever since I was a teenager. I had an official project in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I'm New Orleans Johnny Quest. I am an artist, but at the same time, I became an entrepreneur in the furniture business. I do beautiful furniture design. But Rap-A-Lot music showed me how unity came together when people was doing a lot of bounce music in New Orleans, and I was following the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
We had the cassette tapes by Palomino right there in the hood in Algiers. So I know the generation of coming back and forth from Houston, Texas, and seeing the growth of successful brothers who made it from Rap A Lot Records, as far as Von B, you know what I'm saying, Trader Troop, and others, many more, you know what I'm saying, for as Ghetto Boys. But I followed and seen the hunger and the struggle and seeing it was like, man, these dudes are saying some real stuff. And then coming back and forth from Houston. But one thing I can say, I'm 47 years old now, but the thing is I can say is, it showed me how to want more when I was living in poverty, going through that struggle. So I like to say to you, my brothers, I appreciate everything that's being done and what all these brothers doing. I like to say love to you.
Appreciate you too, brother. Now what the brother said is like real deep, because, you know, it's a fact, no matter what they say, it's a fact that nothing was being done before right here in Texas, we, you know what I mean, initiated that movement. And my thing was, if anybody ever listened to my intros, you know, I feel like the music game was the new dope game. So I'm like, I want to inspire and bring all the homies around the world in every city, every state to come in and unite with me. So on them intros, the intro was the reason, you know, Master P, ears was open. Cash Money years ago, Tony Draper, and so many others, because, you know, they was being inspired and motivated by the truth, which everybody is relevant today. Last one, come on, brother.
So, I know during your conversion of coming from the streets and going to the corporate world, how hard was it to bring some of the people along with you? Because it's hard sometimes, you know, you got people that you want to be with who love you, and family members who genuinely love you, but there's certain things that went on in the streets that can't go on in the corporate world.
Oh man, I don't know how you know, but you telling the truth. Brother telling the truth. So let me just say that was one of the hardest challenges that I had in my life, you know, the transition from the streets to corporate America, because I remember, like, I hate to call rappers squares, all of them not squares, but the way I had surrounded myself then, it was with squares. And I had to like humble myself to want to stay there, to want to be there, and to transform and just, you know, be in that thing every day that I was in, you know. So that was hard, you know what I mean? That was hard. And then the other piece is, you know, as you stated, the rules, the different principles that you have in the streets, you can't execute them principles in corporate America. You have to adjust. So I had to learn how to, like, okay, I gotta adjust. I can't bring this shit over here. I ain't gonna last. You know what I mean? I can't do that no more. So, you know, the word humility helped me out, man. I ended up being blessed beyond my expectations from humbling myself and making adjustments to corporate America from the streets. Last one, come on, bro.
All right. Hey, James. First of all, I wish you could have brought this book out years back, but you did it at the right time. So I read the autobiography. I was going to Barnes & Noble trying to look for it. They don't have it available. So now I'm here. But I guess on your book you said there's a fifth ward no matter where you're at. And me as a Hispanic, a Mexican, you know, I can relate to a lot of things, the minorities, what you're talking about. Growing up, I grew up in Houston, Texas. Not born here, but I was raised here. But all the things you talked about as far as the lights getting cut off, your mama struggling, your auntie, we experienced the same things. Seeing, you know, when you come from an immigrant family household, you come into the worst places, you know, apartment complexes, you know, where you got all kinds of things, but you have two ways out. You go to school, which is what your family tells you, continue go to college, or you hit the streets, right? It's difficult because schools, like Mexicans going to college, it's not there, right? So try to make it out. But one of the things that I relate to was that you would speak about those things, and me being Hispanic, I said, man, you know, he talks about certain things that we've encountered, and I had two ways to. I chose a different way, but I relate to that. But now that you said you transitioned to, and I'm a little bit nervous because I don't really talk much, right? So
hey, I'm talking more than I ever talked in my life. So, hey, welcome to the party.
Well, you said you transitioned to corporate America.
Yeah.
You know, me being as a Hispanic, I also want to be an entrepreneur and working in what you call corporate America, white America.
Yeah.
You work alongside heavy hitters. You know, Bob Arams. You know, executives in the what do you call it? The music industry.
Right.
For myself, I work alongside people that are not Hispanic. They're normally white guys. How do you sit in front of a room and you being that person that, how do you negotiate? How do you keep cool? How do you not fear you being a minority and be able to do, work out deals and not be seen like, my boss has always told me, don't ever let people, not because you're a minority, don't let them take advantage of you, because they will do that.
Yeah.
How did you put that aside and dealing with like a Bob Arum, you know, how were you not in a place where you fear this man?
Intimidated or something. Huh?
Yeah. So I guess I asked that advice for myself too.
No, I got you. See, one thing about poverty, it don't have no color. You know what I mean? Hey, we all in the same boat on that one. Poverty. You know what I mean? Yeah, we all. If you poor, you poor. So that's the way that is. Now, where I'm from, like, when you come from a place with wolves and sharks, or Bob Arum and all them other people, you know what I mean? They nice. You know what I mean? So, it's a funny thing though, because some of the toughest dudes that come from the street is scared of white folks and different people. Real talk. They'll hurt their own, you know what I mean, impose all kinds of pain, and then their tail go up their ass and everything when they have to negotiate a deal or deal with a situation with, let's just say, somebody that's in authority, because they may be black, they don't just have to be white. But you asking me about me, so I don't operate that way for a combination of reasons. My belief system won't allow me to operate that way either. You know what I mean? Because if you're gonna be like a believer in a man of God, then you don't walk around with that fear of another man. So that on top of surviving, where I come from, is like a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? So you're gonna get stuck on one way or the other. So that is. I'm gonna sign some of these books because I know what we have to get to.